What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Sci Fi Bookery. This is a book haul. I like to watch these. I hope you do too. If you don't, just turn it off. I don't care. These are books that I've gotten over the last 2 or 3 weeks, maybe, mainly from thrift stores, and only one that I bought online. So, you should be really proud of me. But anyways, so let's get into it. I'm going to show you also my local bookstore too. Sorry, forgot about that one. They always have gems. Primarily what I read is sci-fi pocketbooks, kind of like what you see back here. That's most of what I read is like those paperback sci-fi pocketbooks. But I did get some, other random stuff mixed in there too, things that I like: mystery, suspense, and sci-fi, some fantasy stuff, some stuff that's going to be for sale. And I got one off of Pango Books, but if you want Pango Books, there's my link is down in the description. So let me jump into it here. So first thrift store find was Ray Bradbury's The Illustrated Man, absolute classic. I did end up paying, it says $2.99 for that one. This was from a thrift store that their books are usually like $3 or $4 each, so I don't get a ton there. It's a thrift store. You'd think that they'd be, cheaper books. Next one from a different thrift store. Now, the rest of these are from a thrift store that their books are 50 cents. Any paperbacks are 50 cents. Agatha Christie's The Clocks. I love Agatha Christie. I love it's kind of like detective mystery stuff. That's always fun. But like old detective mystery stuff. I try to read some new mystery, and I'm just not, I don't know, I'm not super into it. I like like on the back here, like those kind of dudes. Obviously Sherlock Holmes, I got some of my Sherlock Holmes books behind here. I like that era of mystery. Okay, we got The First Men in the Moon, H.G. Wells. This is a really, really super clean copy of it. It's in really good condition. Doesn't even look like it was ever opened. 1968. Doesn't look like it was even opened once. So that's always fun to find those kinds of things. This one kind of jumped out at me. I wanted to get something that wasn't vintage, and this is what I chose. It's When Bunnies Go Bad by Clea Simon, I guess that is. I'd never heard of it, but I read the back, and you can pause and read the back if you want. It sounded really interesting, and it's a Prue Marlowe pet noir. I love noir detective books. So I'm hoping this reads like that. It looks, from the spine crack, it looks like somebody got about a little less than halfway through and DNF'd it. So I don't know. We'll give that a shot. When Bunnies Go Bad. Norman Spinrad's classic, The Mind Game. I've never read it, but I've heard really good things, and it is an absolute classic from Spinrad. Real trippy kind of stuff from what I hear, and a little sketchy too. Gulliver's Travels, Jonathan Swift. I got some classics here today. This one's cool because it's got like some of the illustrations in there, which is fun. Catch-22, another classic. This one's gonna be for sale though. This was it's not a crazy edition, but it's like one of the more like pocketbook sized ones, which is different to find because it is such a big book. So to have it in like that pocketbook size, it's similar to like an Eon size book in that paperback. So probably gonna end up selling that one. Another one that's gonna be for sale is Merlin's Godson. How do you not pick up that title? It's so weird. It's H. Warner Munn, and he wrote these Merlin books. It reminded me of like a Monty Python sketch. Like they'd be like, "Who are you?" He'd be like, "I'm Merlin's grandson or godson." He screwed up that line. That wasn't me. That was him screwing up the line. So Merlin's Godson, I don't know. That one will be for sale. Still going through the thrift store here. Phantom of the Opera. I've never read this before. I've seen the musical multiple times. I've never read the book, and I've heard it's good. So I read like a few sentences out of it, and it sounds pretty approachable, which I was surprised because I thought it was going to be one of those old books that's just very lavishly written, that is just sort of like a chore to read. Another classic, like I said, I was getting into classics at this thrift store. 50 cents a piece. I mean, why not? Journey to the Center of the Earth, Jules Verne. Such a cool story. One of my favorite classic writers, I guess you would say, Jules Verne. I love a lot of what he's done. Such a visionary for that time period. Another classic, one of my favorites, The Old Man and the Sea. A lot of people think it's super boring, and guess what? It is super boring, but it's eye-opening and inspiring, so deal with it. This was the only hardcover that I got. Their hardcovers are $1, but I thought this one was worth it. It is Great Stories of Mystery and Suspense. It's just a bunch of random mystery and suspense short stories. But, I mean, look at how thick that thing is. I thought this looked like a fun winter read. I like to curl up on the couch with a good mystery in the winter. So now we're going to jump over to my local bookshop where I found Robert Silverberg's Earth's Other Shadow. I just looked at it. It's got like a bookmark in here. Huh. That's interesting. It's like I have no idea what that is. It looks like it was maybe in a library or something at one point. It doesn't have any other library tags on it. I love discovering these things for the first time with you. Anyways, Earth's Other Shadow. Silverberg is, again, one of those classic sci-fi writers, and I've heard good things about this book. Methuselah's Children. This is Heinlein. I'm not always big on Heinlein. I don't like a lot of what he's written, to be honest, but I thought I'd give this one a shot just because it seemed kind of cool. It says, there were Earthmen blessed with extraordinary lifespans compelled to wander the distant stars, and it sounded interesting, and that cover looked cool. So I was like, you know what, Robbie, I'll give you a shot on this one. But I've DNF'd a lot of Heinlein's books. I'm just not, I don't know, just not a big fan. But that was cool. These ones at my local bookstore, these are $2.50 for the paperbacks. This looked amazing. Black Star Rising, Frederik Pohl. I do like him, Frederik Pohl. I've read very little, but I do like him. But this looks like it's a comedy, which I love comedies. That is going to be a fun read, I think, right there. Black Star Rising. It said, take us to your leader if you can. It just looked funny. And then this one is going to be my read for next month in December, Christmas Bestiary. And it's all short stories based around different mythical creatures and Christmas. So what's not to love there? I love Christmas. I love mythical creatures. I love sci-fi. This looks like the kind of book that I would get into. Christmas is a time of wonder. So, Christmas Bestiary. And this last book I got on PangoBooks. Again, if you don't know what PangoBooks is, it's this awesome website where you can get super cheap books. It's a selling site for readers, basically, is I think how they should market it, as selling site for readers. So it's like you're done reading a book, you don't want to put it on your bookshelf. Maybe you don't have a bookshelf. Maybe you just don't like to keep books around and you want to sell them. So you just throw it up there for a few bucks. I got this incredible minty vintage first printing of Brave New World. Actually, wait, let me double check. I don't think it was it a first printing? It's not a first printing. It's the 1946 edition, but that's okay. I'll take it anyways. Brave New World. Again, super duper sci-fi classic, but look at how minty vintage this thing is. This was a pocketbook that was probably in someone's pocket, and I love it. And the feel of it is, it's so smooth and just worn in and beautiful. And I think I'm actually going to read this copy just to have a part of the history of this book, which I love, that the history of books as they go through generations. So that was my haul. I hope you all enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed finding these books. I love hunting for books in thrift stores and library sales and bookstores and even online. Like I got that one on Pango. Love that kind of stuff. I always have a big list going on Pango. Anyway, so that was my big time book haul here for the last couple of weeks. And we'll be back with another one at any other time that I feel like doing it, when I get a new stack going. So this has been the Sci Fi Bookery. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.